Okay, we are live. Hello, everyone. So, good morning from the UK, and I believe it's afternoon in Dubai, Ritu.
Yes, it is.
Yes, excellent. Okay, so here we are today for just a casual talk about we are two people in two different parts of the world doing this online business, and just a bit of understanding of how this online business work, why we all started this business. And if people don't know already, my name is Susie. I'm the face behind this page, and I am basically a mom, which is the most important role for me. I'm a wife, and also as professional wise, I am a general practitioner in the UK. I work as a clinician 2 days a week, and I do. Management role for 3 days a week. So basically, I work full time, and in addition to that, I do the online business and a few other bits and bobs. So that's about myself, and let's hear from Ritu.
Hi, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you, Dr. Susie, for organizing this live discussion. So, as you all must have heard, my name is Reetu. I'm a wife, mother to a little boy. I'm actually from India and currently residing in Dubai, UAE. I'm professionally a structural engineer and currently a full time digital business owner.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, wow. From a structural engineer to a full time business owner. That's really, really interesting. And
Yep.
I hear a little birdie told me that you were a top ranker in your university for engineering. Now, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Okay, so my question to you, Ritu, is a person like you
Mm,
are well educated, you scored the highest rank in your university, you were the topper.
mm,
Now,
yeah.
why would a person like you want leave your career,
Mm.
completely leave your career and become a full-time digital business owner?
Mm. It's a good question, actually. See, the way we are brought up in the Indian society with the traditions and everything, you were brought up in a way that you were made to believe that a 9 to 5 job is what gives you stability. And for that, you need to have good quality education. I'm grateful to God that, my parents could give me good quality education. But what you don't realize, what we all don't realize is as we get more roles into our lives as mothers, as, you know, uh, wives, we have more responsibilities just apart from taking care of ourselves and having a wonderful career. Especially after I became a mother, um, it was very difficult for me to manage my work as well as uh, my little one. I hardly got to see him, hardly, and that's just not exaggeration, that's just plain truth. There have been times when I've not got to see him, and my mom actually sends me a photo of him playing just to show me that he's fine. And I used to see that in the office and, get very upset. And I used to commute via the metro to and back from work. And I remember crying just in prayers, just crying and asking God, is this what you want me to do? Is this the life that you want me to live? You know, because I don't get to see him. All that I do is provide financially, but I don't get to see him. And that was giving me a lot of misery. It made me feel like I wasn't doing what I'm supposed to do. I loved my career. I loved what I was doing, but my career was all that I was doing in my life. I didn't have time for my little one, my husband, myself. And on top of that, I started developing multiple health issues. So, but I still didn't, think about what I could do. That's everybody's problem. We sort of just think that, what, this is what I have to do. There's no other option. We don't search for another option. Even if another option is given to us, we think, oh, that's not going to be possible. So that's the same thing that I did. But in 2020, when I lost my job, was when I was given this rude awakening that, what, it doesn't matter even if you spend 15 hours in the office working and you hardly have some time with your family or take care of yourself. There's no security for your job. So all those times that I missed my little one cannot be, retrieved. And then when I saw he was already 4 years old, and I said, he's a boy, right? It's going to be a couple of years more, and then he's going to tell me, Amma, can you just stay away? I have my own things. I need my own time, because that's how it is, right? Time just doesn't wait for us. And I said, okay, I need to bring around a change. And I started actively searching for something. And I found that this is what will give me that time freedom. Time freedom is what I wanted the most. Time freedom, work life balance. And apart from that, obviously financial freedom, and I was getting all of that in here. And why would I say no? I just jumped for it, and here I am.
Yeah. Yeah, an amazing story, Ritu. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being vulnerable. Sometimes it's very hard to actually tell our stories.
Yeah.
Um, and as a full-time working mom and very, very career driven myself, it was the same thing. I was not there when my daughter made her first steps. My
Yeah.
mom actually took a video
Yeah.
and it's a sad feeling
Yeah.
of that. And I remember after coming from nights, and when she was like, she was a toddler, still a toddler, and I used to come back and wanted to sleep, and then she used to come and say, "Mama, it's daytime, wake up!" And
Oh.
and my response to her was, "I'm sleeping, don't you know I'm sleeping?" And then I
Yeah.
shout at my mom. I'm like, "Can't you actually look after?" And now when I look back, I'm a horrible mother, and that's a horrible feeling,
Yeah.
to feel like you're, and I can really relate to you what you're actually saying. You feel
Yeah.
as a failure as a mom.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
yeah, so, and and then you kind of think, was this all worth it? Like now I'm way, very, very ahead in my career. I'm at a top senior management role and things like that. But when I look back, like what you exactly say, you will never get back those days with your
Yeah.
children. And
Yeah.
like what you said, mine is a 14-year-old. And now I'm deciding to go on holiday next week. And she's like, "Can I not come? I want to
Yeah.
go out with my
Exactly. Yeah.
mates." She
Yeah.
wants to go out with her mates rather than come on holiday with her
Yeah.
parents.
Yeah.
and that's the fact. But I'm
Yeah.
really grateful because of this business that God has given me a second chance. Now
Right.
I'm able to be a mom to my teenager, and these are like very precious years where you actually give them wisdom,
Yeah.
because we have our life experience. We were a teenager before, we were those
Yeah.
naughty, I'm just thinking of how naughty I was, and so I'm like, "Ooh." And it's probably my own insecurities. And like, I'm so glad that now, I have that relationship and that
Yeah.
time with my daughter, time with my husband.
Yeah.
And that's the amazing bit of this business. So I
Correct.
can completely relate to you. Of course, you took it a notch higher, because you lost your job,
Yeah.
unfortunately. For me, the trigger was my husband lost his job, and then it was
Mm.
COVID, and I was treating patients, and I was like,
Yeah.
God, if I get COVID, or God forbid, I bring COVID home, if someone's ill, or if I'm ill, who pay the bills? And
Correct.
that's when, well, it's not wise to have one source of stream of income.
Yeah.
What if you lose your job like yourself, or
Yeah.
your spouse loses your job, or what
Yeah.
if you contract some illness if you're in the medical field and you can't do your job? Do you think your pensions are going to cut it? No. I can write down and say your pensions are whatever benefits are not going to cut it. You'd
Yeah.
be okay for a few, maybe a year or something, but then you have kids, university, all that kind of things. So you need to plan. So
Yeah.
everyone
True.
needs a plan B.
Yeah.
So that was amazing, Ritu. So I know you've tried a bit, because when you lost the job, you tried a
Mm.
bit, trying around, did a few market research and things like that. But
Yeah.
why did you choose this business then? If you
Mm.
can tell a bit more about why you felt this is the business.
Yeah. So in 2020, just before I was losing my job, even at the place of work, they started, making sure that we were all getting trained up to the level for digitalization at work in terms of designing. So I'm a structural engineer, which means I design buildings, or, you know, ch- check the strength of buildings and things like that. So Even as just before being let go of, we were all being given the idea that going digital is the way forward. So I had that in mind, and but after I lost my job, I did do some market research for starting a clothing brand. Yeah, but what sort of made me go away from a conventional idea of business was that it's just that you need a lot of amenities, you need a lot of a huge amount of money as capital, and also maintenance and functional costs, especially during the pandemic. You don't know, like, nobody knew how things were going to go further. Is there going to be a lockdown again? It was just completely uncertain times. So it was just when I was doing market research and thinking that if I had to put so much of capital and so much of maintenance and functional costs and then get amenities and everything, is it going to be worth it? Because if lockdown comes, that means all this is going to be shut down, correct? And then you've got to sit at home. Who's going to pay the rent? How are we going to pay the electricity and everything? It's something that even if you don't do it, I mean, even if you don't have it up and running, you have to pay for it, right? That's how it works.
Mhm.
So it got me thinking that, that's what I said. So the digitalization is the way forward was in the back of my mind. And on top of that, when I did the market research and considering the uncertain times, it just made sense that I have to look for a business venture where I can get it to function from anywhere.
Mhm.
From anywhere. And because my main aim was to have time freedom and to spend time with my little one, make sure that I'm there for him, I needed to function. I mean, I needed to operate the business at any time that I want. And what business gives you that freedom? If you're going to run a textile business, you've got to be there during correct hours so that people will come in, right?
Mhm.
But when I did market research, these are the things that bothered me.
Mhm.
And these were the factors that I really needed so that my business will function the way I want it to.
Mhm.
And that's when I discovered the online business and I thought, that's so convenient. It's convenient time basis. I don't have to pay functional or maintenance costs because I'm going to function from home. My business is going to be from home, from my laptop or my mobile. And if I needed to attend my little one's school events or take him out somewhere, or if I have to take him to the doctors, everything I can do it from the mobile, you know? And on top of that, from the day I started, I had a global business.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not something that I can uh, even imagine if I open up a conventional business. It needs to get up and running, give me some profit for some years or so, and then for me to think about branching it out to other places.
Yeah.
So this just seemed so much more accessible, so much more convenient, and so much more, what do you say, profitable also, if you look at it in the long run.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the reason.
Absolutely, and that's fantastic. You are spot on there. And just to give our audience a bit of perspective about numbers, I'm a very much numbers statistics kind of person.
Yeah,
So, like, my husband's a chef. He's actually now a private chef. So there was a few years ago, about 6, 7 years ago, when my husband's interested in was thinking about opening a takeaway place. Yeah. And at that time, and this is just a takeaway for, even there's no place to sit. It would be just coming there, get your stuff, and then, or have things like in the UK we have Deliveroo, Uber Eats, and things like that. Come and take and deliver things, something in those lines, just to get the lease, get the inventory, like the cooking pans, pots, and things like that, and just set up a business in the UK. It was coming around 21,000 pounds. Yeah. And that's not, that's not, and that does not count the ongoing cost of gas, electric. Then if you, and you can't be there 24/7, you need to hire someone. So then it's their, hourly wages that we have to give someone, even if you get a student, to actually do that. And my husband can't be the only one cooking, isn't it? So you need to get other chefs to do it. So so that, and that's what, even in I was reading a paper like from last year's statistics, like the average amount of money a small or medium sized enterprise in the UK spends at the moment is about just under 22 and a half thousand pounds, and this is just to start up, the initial, which is, okay, startup might be five, but then all those other things which I said, the lease and getting all the stuff ready. So that is the sort of numbers we're talking about. While our business, the only thing you need is a laptop and an internet and perhaps a smartphone to just make your life easy on the go, and that's all you need. And then, of course, and our investment is not even a third of the what I'm actually, the figures I've actually said. So, and the potential for our business is 6 to 7 figures. And we're not talking 6 to 7 figures a year, we're talking 6 to 7 figures a month. Of course, you can't expect to have that, uh, you know, as soon as you start. The average in our community is people, once they are, 4 to 5 years into the business, they're all earning 6 and 7 figures. By 3 years, most of them are retired. I know people in our community who've retired in 14 months and a year and all. And these are medical professionals, by the way. So it's amazing opportunity and that we have in our platform. So, and it's really, really great to be part. The other thing is, of course, the community, isn't it? What do you have to say about our community, Ritu?
Oh, our community is so amazing. Like, generally, if you, I'm just making a comparison because it's easier for people to understand. So when I was working, the people whom you work with, there's always political issues, or there's always going to be issues apart from being supportive. But here, the community is so supportive, you know, uh, supportive and encouraging. There's a difference between just being supportive and being nurturing, right? So just to have people around you who are so loving and so caring and believe in the fact that if my people do well, if people around me do well, I will do well. And that's the amazing nature that we have.
Mhm.
And apart from that, leaders being so amazing enough to conduct weekly sessions where we are given a piece of their on what do you say, golden nuggets, you know from how they've gotten their business to flourish, right? The do's and the don'ts. I mean, how can you lay it down even easier than that? And imagine if we needed people like Tony Robbins or people who are as successful as him to come in and give us a seminar like that. You'd have to pay so much to do that. Imagine having that weekly, right? So that's the amazing thing about the community. Everybody loves to grow and wants everybody around them to grow. It's not only supportive, it's nurturing too.
Yeah. 250,000, by the way, Tony Robbins dollars. If you want to have a session with Tony Robbins, 250. Is that's because obviously that will be one to one, but that's that's the number we are, and we are getting those, that quality of mentoring and masterminds, because I have attended Tony Robbins course, of course not the one-to-one, I can't afford I wasn't able to afford that but I have been into his annual summits and his coachings and things like that, and it is amazing. It's an amazing experience. Okay, that was really great. So if you have one last thing to tell our audience, what would that be?
So the last thing that I'd like to tell the audience is, see, we both, that is Dr. Susie and I, have shared our experiences, and it took us a long time to understand that we have other options, and it took us a long time to get here and become digital business owners. To all of you who are listening to us, please remember that we're speaking out of experience. We want you guys to be aware that there are other choices, there are other options, and now is the time. Time never comes back again. Opportunities don't come back again. You should never give yourself an opportunity to regret later. So use this time now and check the opportunity out. If you don't like it, that's fine. You know, at least you checked it out. And later on, if you come to know about it, you're going to be saying, ah, I wasn't interested. It shouldn't be like I didn't do my due diligence. So check the opportunity out and we'd see from there.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. Lovely talk, Ritu. Thank you once again, my sister from Dubai. And yeah, so like what Ritu said, if you are tired of the 9 to 5 grind, if you are a professional like us, or like Ritu, who's had enough with the profession and who wants to spend more time with her family and her young family, or myself who's not quite ready enough to give up the career but needs a plan B because we have faced consequences of not having a plan B, then reach out to us. So just get in touch with us, either direct message us on our pages, go to Facebook Messenger. Our profile names are there on this broadcast. So just speak to us or write more information under the comment section, and we'll be more than happy to actually talk through the opportunity. But of course, if you feel like you need to have a think about it, go ahead, have a think. Go, there's lots of information in our pages. What I and Ritu love is to provide value in our pages, and I'm sure you can get a ton of value and information from our pages. Go through that, and when you're ready, reach out to us. Okay, so until next time, thank you all for watching us. Speak soon. Bye for now.
Bye bye.
Bye.